3 rounds, 2 minutes each. Goodson with the red sash. Here we go. Stop ready to begin the first round. Steady your reading. Davidson. Measuring shelter off. Benny, third line on the both ends. Very agile, both ends. Very hard. Both ends. Scored knockout on the previous match. Both men have scored first round knockout on the previous match. So they both have knockout power. Two outstanding fighters, two outstanding men. I know both of them for a long time. They're both super human beings as well as excellent athletes. For $5,000. They're not going to see a chance. They know what it takes to win. They've done it before. to the wide. Beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. Let's come to the ring. Now let's run with the money. Now presentation of the money awards for the happy camp. Anybody interested in holding up one of these two?
Benny Urquidez and Roland Tarleton. Benny is more of a freeform type person.
Most of the best fighters feel that they come to a free-form position after a while, because if they're going to fight full contact, they're going to box and wrestle.
And you can see Urquidez, who is very, very quick.
Benny's got dynamite in both hands and both feet. I'll tell you, he can knock him out with either hand or either foot.
He has terrific reflexes. He's really quick. It seems to me that Tarleton has a good idea that Urquidez is quite a...
See the spinning round to the back of the leg.
Spin him around with that kick.
The spinning round to the back of the leg, boy, that'll really take it out of those legs.
Yes.
Those tendons tighten up fast. A few of those, and it really, really hurts. It's hard to do those last rounds.
Bear in mind, we're talking about a 2-minute round. And a takedown for Urquidez.
Reverse takedown. Tarleton started a takedown, but Benny Urquidez reversed on him. A beautiful maneuver. Bell sounded, it was into the round. Beautiful maneuver. Tarleton looks like a strong fighter, so he came to fight. That was a beautiful, beautiful reverse by Benny Urquidez.
Okay, we're just about ready for round 2 now. Benny Urquidez is the winner of that round.
I believe Roland's trainer over here is Jerry Smith, and he's a very, very well-known trainer. He trains a lot with music and a brilliant athlete himself. I just caught a glimpse of him, and I think that was him.
All right, the bell for round 2 now. And watch the quickness of Urquidez.
Urquidez won that first round. Jump spinning crescent kick by Benny Urquidez.
Beautiful, just beautiful.
Lightning quick. A spinning leg sweep. It didn't work. Tarleton defended against it very well. Tarleton scored with a good left hand.
These guys, as they stand here now, look very much like conventional type fighters or boxers. But when they start their spinnings and so, you have to... Oh, great.
Beautiful.
Great.
Three left hooks. Benny Urquidez.
A great punch by Benny Urquidez. And I believe Tarleton might be out of it.
That's it. 3 left hooks. No, he didn't call him out.
He's back up, and there's another one. Urquidez is taking off his glove. He knows he's won the fight. Okay, here we go in slow motion now. Watch him as he's backing Tarleton into the corner, and here's that
set him
kick
up
to the stomach, and then
first left.
And he's throwing just punch after punch after punch, and here it comes again. Bang!
The third left is grazed across his back of his neck, and
that $3,000 first prize. I might add that the prize money, $3,000 for first, $1,000 for second. But I don't think anyone is entering this ring with anything in their mind about second place. They both want to win.
Bill Henderson, Ralph, defeated the Thai kickboxer. Thai boxer's been trying to see how they can do in the World Series of Martial Arts. And, of course, Benny Urquidez from the Fighting Urquidez Brothers is our defending World Series of Martial Arts championships. He won the first championships ever held in Hawaii in 1974.
And the referee checked them over very good to be sure there are no foreign objects anywhere. And they're just about ready. The fighters are loosening up. The referees giving last-minute instructions to the ringside attendants here. And we're just about ready to go in the championship of the lightweight division. William Henderson against Benny Urquidez.
Bill Henderson, student and Kung Fu expert. Student of Kung Fu for some time. And Benny Urquidez, a free-form fighter who studied karate.
3 rounds, 2 minutes
boxing,
each.
Wrestling.
3 rounds, 2 minutes each, with 1 minute between the first and second round. Bill Henderson comes out smoking. He's not wasting any time. Benny, of course, everyone here knows, and Bill Henderson is definitely trying to score early. And there he goes, and there's a takedown from Henderson.
It looked like the takedown wasn't ruled as a takedown because it wasn't completed. So Henderson misses his opportunity for quick points with a takedown. He's definitely the aggressor.
Fighters are sizing each other up. Tell me about the gloves, Bob.
Safety equipment invented by June Rhee. Tremendous equipment. Just devised with the open hands so that they can grab as well as punch, so they can utilize the sweeping techniques. Henderson looked very strong in that round. Henderson with the black pants and the yellow safety kick and safety chop. And, of course, Benny Urquidez with the white safety kick.
Okay, now here's that almost takedown that we saw. Like
the left ridge hand.
Urquidez really got a good hand, and then good left hand, rather. And then here they are now in a clinch. And Henderson punching, Urquidez punching. And a good punch there again by Urquidez. And the referee stepped in, and the bell stopped that round. The first round ended in a draw, and the only thing that is now evident is that somebody might be a little hurt, and so that's the only points that anyone has gotten from this round thus far. So now we're in the round two, and there's Benny coming out with a kick, and the referee again, a good referee here, stopping the fight, and there's Benny ran into a terrific right. Benny went, and they're mixing it up.
Henderson really pressing this fight. Urquidez scoring with that left hand on the inside, but Henderson's pushing it.
Really mixing it up. And the fans just love it. Henderson again takes out his mouthpiece.
Well, they came to fight, these two.
And I think Henderson has surprised Urquidez a bit. But I don't think, but a good left by Urquidez. A good left, and it lifted Henderson almost off the floor. Okay.
Terrific pace they're keeping up, Rob.
Yes, it's very difficult for them to hold this pace, I'm sure. The end of the round, end of round two. It will be very interesting to watch the scoring because of both fighters really mix it up, and there's no way for me, at least at ringside, to tell what kind of points per game here. We'll have to leave that decision up to the judges. At this point in the fight, going into the final round, our leader, at least on points, Benny Urquidez. Referee passing on some pre-final round instructions.
Admonishing the fighters about breaking it.
There's a bell, and this is it. For $3,000 in the lightweight championship, the martial arts division, Benny Urquidez versus Bill Henderson. And there's a kick missed by Henderson.
Spinning bottom fist by Urquidez, scoring. Left hook again, scoring. Right hand, left hand. Urquidez scoring repeatedly.
Henderson is hurt. He's dazed, and he just kicked out his mouthpiece.
And that'll draw a foul for intentionally spitting out his mouthpiece. Henderson spit out his mouthpiece.
Benny Urquidez really came on strong there. And he's very anxious to finish off his opponent. Seconds in the corner seem to be beckoning to Henderson to say, seems to be saying stop it. Now, okay, slow motion shows that flurry of punches, and Urquidez is just throwing everything he possibly can. Henderson is taking it.
And it's a knockout in the third round.
Punches going. Good flurry there by Urquidez, which won him the bout. And the $3,000 first prize, and in the lightweight championship division in the World Series of Martial Arts. Really, really great. Urkidesa is so happy he did a backward somersault.
Well, Benny Urkidesa scores his 13th knockout. His 12th knockout, rather, out of 13 fights.
Above the microphone, beckoning to our colleague, Bob Wall, Benny Urkidesa, lightweight champion in the World Series of Martial Arts. Slow motion again now, and here goes that flurry that Urkidesa won the match with. You can see that he's throwing far more punches now, and he's landing more punches than Henderson. That was a good left by Henderson, but look at that left landed by Urkidesa.
That was his payday left.
And then there's another left on the side of the head. And another left that really staggered Henderson. And Urkidesa is coming in, following it with a kick to the upper body. And then Henderson, at this point, very dazed, still trying to fight and still never ever giving up and trying to take the fight home. But the referee stopped the fight. The winner, Benny Urkidesa, lightweight champion.
Is from Tarzana, California. Has a fantastic fighting record.
He's never been defeated. 99% of his fights are by knockout. This is Suzuki you're looking at from Japan. Suzuki's the #1 contender for their world kickboxing title over here. He's very anxious to fight Urkidesa.
This is scheduled, Howard, a 9-round world title match. Both fighters, I understand, weighed in at 142 pounds. They're receiving their last-minute instructions. This should be a great fight. I've had the pleasure of seeing Benny fight before. Benny the Jet, fantastic fellow.
Benny is very famous here in Japan. He has his own comic strip. He has a movie that was released here in Japan, and he has more following in this Budokan than the Japanese kickboxer does.
Is that right? He is a fantastic fighter. He's really cool, really ambidextrous. He'll hit you with everything. Both hands, both feet, constant action. This should be a great fight, world title fight.
Have the world title on the line here. Urkidesa's philosophy is different than a lot of the karate fighters. He says, hey, I'll fight anybody in the world at my weight, and that's how I'm the world champion.
I have a feeling we won't waste too much time. Benny likes to get in there and mix it up.
Suzuki's here to fight, too. He really doesn't have that much respect for Urkidesa. He thinks he's been lucky over there.
Oh, is that right?
You can see there are little laces on the eyes. You'll find some violations that the referee in the United States would jump on, but over here the referee is here to just see the fight keeps going.
Left, right. He's got him hurt already, Howard.
He's introducing him to some boxing techniques very quickly.
Fantastic. Right into round 1. Then he stunned him, spun him around, and kept hitting. Sato now, of course, trying to place some pressure on him.
I think Suzuki's picked up a little respect here very quickly. He's introduced to that American left hook.
Benny just says, hello there. Look at that.
In the corner again, wailing on him.
That's no place to be with Benny. He can really work on you.
The whole style of fighting has changed over here since the Americans came in. The Americans, they use good right kick. As you notice, Benny, he always acknowledges. He gets hit and he acknowledges it.
Yeah, he always has been known as a great sportsman. Are those knees legal, Howard?
The knees, we've had to agree to that the knees to the body are legal. Our fighters will probably not use them, but they have to accept it and get hit with it. As I was explaining before, Urkidesa is the big thing here in Japan. He really is.
It's kind of a lazy peel-out kick. A grapple. Like I say, he shows great sportsmanship. Ooh! That was a combination, I think, Howard. Looked like he had the foot on the hook and the left. I don't know if they'll count it as a
I think they're going to... There's the left hook.
Beautiful left.
Second left hook finishes or misses, or the finish would be right here.
Suzuki trying to keep his hands up. That's the problem with Benny. Ooh, beautiful. Excellent. Right to the body. Benny really mixes it up. He'll go from toe to head.
Little slow motion action here. There's that left. Good left hook.
Suzuki trying to come back.
Misses with a second left hook, or it'd have been all over.
Back to live action. Round 2.
Fighters coming out fast now. They've looked each other over.
Ooh, another left.
Very good.
Wow, fantastic fight, Howard.
Benny's an excellent boxer. I think Suzuki is carrying his hands wrong to compensate for what Urquidez throws. He's still fighting like a traditional Japanese kickboxer.
Benny, a real technician. He just really gets in and concentrates.
What totally confuses him, there's another left, strong left.
Benny's coming straight in with him. Looks like the boxer's holding his hands high, yet apart. Benny's just going right in between them. There's a right.
Japanese fighters get kind of confused. They expect to meet in the middle of the ring, as I said before, and just duke it out till somebody falls down. And the Americans don't do that. They move.
Mm-hmm. Laterally as well as back and forth, yeah.
It throws the Japanese whole tempo off. 3 steps away from it. They're not then counters.
Suzuki does seem confused. He's not quite sure. We've got roughly a minute to go in this round. Good fight, Howard. Benny looks like he's really studied. There it is. You could just see him stick it with it. Just really lining him up.
He's making him pay hard. Every time Suzuki tries to kick him in the legs, there, good round kick by Suzuki.
He's far from had it. Suzuki is just really trying to figure out his fight plan. Look at the size of that referee.
He's one of the Japanese wrestlers over here. He controls the ring.
Yes, he does.
Suzuki's starting to lead from the nose.
About 30 seconds to go in this round. Beautiful right uppercut by Suzuki.
He's still looking over his opponent. He's getting in some good shots.
Is this scored on points also, Howard?
Yes, it's scored just like boxing. Who's carrying the round on a 10-point must.
Just about at the end of this round. Going to be right back for another full contact karate round. Round 3 of a possible 9. I say possible, Howard. The way these guys are going at it may not last that long.
No, I don't think it's going to go the distance either.
Close-in fighting. Look at those hands of Benny. Just really working at this.
We get a chance in there to have a report now on the last fight. We'll try to slip that in. That Freddie Aviles, his knee was hurt. The doctor recommended that he not continue the fight. He could be damaged permanently. So the Japanese were not too happy about it, but Freddie Aviles' corner man did stop the fight.
That's a tough way to lose a fight or to end a fight. What'll happen now? He'll actually be considered TKO?
Yes, the official ruling is that the Sato wins by TKO.
These guys are really mixing it up. Close-in knees.
They have a habit of doing that. As you can see, those knees will try to throw them into your thigh muscles, which really slow your legs down, and that's another little move that they like on the break. In the United States, we don't do that, but here they throw stuff on the break.
The Thai boxers like to do that a lot, too. They'll work on the legs to try to stop your action, then go to work on the upper part of the body. Look at that left by Benny. Looked like he tried a judo throw.
Yes, I think the body's too slippery, but the throw is allowed. It is a legal move in here.
Excellent action. Round 3.
Urquidez is beginning, in my opinion, to take control of the fight. He's now stalking his opponent, looking him over.
Talking to you is Howard Hansen, President, World Karate Association. I'm Bob Perry, United Karate Studios.
Bob, you've been announcing karate for what, 13 years now?
Yeah, something like that, Howard. I've been in it just about 20 years now. And I've been announcing. Look at the blood.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I think that wasn't a knockdown. Urquidez said, no, you didn't knock me down.
He's just shaking his head. The crowd thinks so, though.
That was a slip.
Then he flat work on the head, too. See a little blood. It's coming from Suzuki. Looks like a nosebleed, though. Nothing really serious.
We're back in the live round 4 here.
Round 4 of a possible 9. World-class fight.
World title match. Urquidez's philosophy is you have to fight everyone in the world. You beat everyone in the world, you're recognized as the world champion. He's never hidden behind the fact that he has a title. He'll fight anyone that'll come into the ring with him.
How well organized is the full contact karate thing going now?
Well, the World Karate Association has become well established, not only in the United States, but foreign, and that's the only way you're going to bring it in.
Ooh, another nice left by Benny.
He's really pounding away that left hand. The international scene, the World Karate Association is into Australia, into Japan, into Canada, Mexico, besides the United States. And this is the way you really develop a world sport.
Well, in Benny's case now, what would his official title be?
Benny is the world, as we call him now, the world super lightweight champion. The top of his weight is at 142 pounds. We're gradually bringing the weights to the same thing as the kickboxer and the boxing so that they all have a common weight division. A lot of our guys like to box.
Sure, look, both of them look a lot bigger than 142 pounds.
Ooh, good spinning back.
Yes, spinning back kick.
That's something they don't see here in Japan, and the fans really, they enjoy that kind of move. You can notice how Urkidesa picks him up and walks him over the corner. That's how he's going to break it up.
Come here. I got a message for you. Excellent fight. Yeah, you're right. He gets him right back over in the corner and wants to work on it.
Yes. They don't want to stay in the middle of the ring. That's our fighters. They don't want to be trapped in the corner, and they don't like to get tied up in the middle of the ring because then the Japanese will use knees.
Just missed with a heck of a right.
I think one of those shots he's thrown, if it had hit square, Suzuki would be out.
Looks tired. Both of them look a little bit tired. They haven't wasted any time. They've been going at it.
Japanese fighters are very surprising, though. They look like they're out of the game, and all of a sudden they'll come screaming back and win the fight. They'll wear the other fighter down from beating them. There,
nice left
good,
hook.
good left hook coming in. A little corner action here before we start round 5. Instructions from both corners.
I was going to, well, this is going into round 5. I was about to say, I don't know what the point system would be at this point. It's pretty close, but I would say Benny is ahead.
I would think it would, but we have the Japanese judges here, and they favor like that kick that you just saw below there. The Americans, you really wouldn't score that at anything, but they do. They score it as...
Oh, look at that right, Howard.
He's beginning to tag him.
Lead right. Yeah. I expected Suzuki to be in a lot better shape. He looks really tired. Benny's taking a lot out of him.
Yes. Our fighters work the body. You'll notice some of the body shots. You never see the Japanese fighters work to the body. And the American karate fighter feels like the boxer does. You know, kill the body and the head will die.
Yeah, I've noticed that. They seem to be either headhunters or just going right down to the legs.
Right. They seldom
very little body. Look at Benny concentrate. He really wants this one.
He wants that clean shot to get it started.
Real killer instinct. Just look him over.
Suzuki's face is really beginning to puff up now. He's bleeding from the nose.
He's caught a lot of shots. We've got roughly 1 minute to go in this round. He's tired. Doesn't seem to have the zing in his kicks he had before. Look at Benny.
Another kind of shot.
Yeah. In close. I don't think that's Benny's blood. I believe that's Suzuki's on his face.
Suzuki's,
yeah. A great fight. Tremendous action. Combination of boxing and karate. Full contact karate.
You can see Fujiwara, who's the famous Japanese champion, screaming at Suzuki as to what to do, but I think Suzuki's saying, hey, you get in here and do it.
Got about 30 seconds. Suzuki looks tired, very tired. Benny senses it. Really clenching with him. Look at him move on the inside. Right, left combinations, uppercuts. Just really pelting away. There goes a mouthpiece. Suzuki looks really hurt. Benny wants back in the action. Suzuki's getting a standing 8 count. He may be out. The round's almost over. Maybe saved by the bell. We're ready for round 6, Howard. Suzuki, I think, was hurt, obviously, at the end. His handlers have been working on him. We're going into round 6.
I've seen these kickboxers bounce back like they've never been touched. They come out fresh and they come out swinging.
They really have great handlers, don't they, Howard?
Oh, they do. They've got tricks we haven't even thought of yet.
Yeah. Well, they're not wasting any time. They're going right back at it.
Suzuki's going on the attack.
Try to take the legs away from Benny if you can.
Oh, good high round kick followed by...
Oh, Benny's left. He's down. He's down. Benny hit him with several combinations. The mouthpiece is out. I don't know, Howard. I don't know if he can go on.
I would think in the United States they'd probably stop the fight here, but in Japan I would say no. They're
counting it.
He's coming back in to fight again.
My gosh, you're right. Benny right back on him again. Combination lefts, rights to the head, and he's down again, second time.
In the United States, definitely we'd stop the fight here. His corner is saying, get back in there, and I think he's saying, you get back in there.
He looks like he's had it. Should stop it.
No, they're
going to let him go on.
Again.
Benny right on. He knows he's got him on Dream Street. Look at that left.
Oh, he's not going to get up from that. That's it right there.
He's down.
That's the end of it.
He's
out.
I can't believe he could get up after that.
That's the end of the fight. Benny has successfully defended his world championship here in Japan again, and he's becoming a famous person in Japan.
They are excited. Even the fans love him. Fantastic. That's his brother, isn't it?
Yes, Arnold Urquidez walking him around. They're declaring him the winner.
Indeed. No question of that.
Doing his famous Benny the Jet backflip. He does that after every one of his knockouts, and he's got a long line of them.
He still looks fresh, too. Well, they're really working on Suzuki. I sincerely hope he's okay.
I think he's all right.
We've got some slow-mo here. I think this is the knockout, the very last.
Yes, we'll take a quick look at this as we leave the Budokan. We hope you've enjoyed this series. There'll be more full-contact fights from all over the world showing some of these champions.
This is Bob Perry and Howard Hansen coming from the Budokan. See you real soon.
Yes, actually, going back into this fight in Japan, you know, they were calling me a world champion, and I kept on saying, you know, I need to do some traveling. You're going to call me world champion. And when I got first invited to Japan, I fought Suzuki, and they brought me over to Suzuki, and I thought, well, this would be great. But when I got there, they were telling me that I have to wear shorts, and I said, I don't wear shorts. And they're saying, you have to, this is kickboxing, you have to wear shorts. And I said, well, if I have to wear shorts, I guess I'm not fighting. And so they thought that, you know, that Suzuki was going to beat me anyway, so they figured, let him wear the pants. So they allowed me to wear long pants. And when I was in Japan, it was, you know, it's almost like it was such a mystique, samurai, you know, place. It was first time being there, and it was truly, I thought, this is truly great. I was really excited. I felt like almost I was home, but yet I wasn't. You know, it was like I've been there sometime or another, but I felt very comfortable. Wasn't nervous. I was just excited just to be there. And when we started training, you know, I was there actually a week before the fight. I started training running and stuff. It was truly, I was so grounded, mentally, physically, spiritually. I was so grounded. And so we got into the weigh, and I got a chance to see Suzuki, and he had this look in his face, and I thought, and you know, actually, he looked at me almost like if I was not a threat to him at all. You know, and so I looked, when I looked back at him, I smiled like, okay, I see that it's going to be a great fight. And I thought, because this is the first American to go over there and actually fight him at their own sport. They wanted to know who exactly I was. So when we get there, into the arena at the Budokan, it was truly a great atmosphere of energy. I can see that there's I can feel the energy of spirit samurai warriors there, and it was truly exciting. It was exciting to be in a place that, you know, you only see in the movies way back then, and it was great. It was great to feel that type of energy right from the beginning. And being the first American to go there and actually fight them, you know, and when I get there, we get into the ring, and the atmosphere, it was like an arena of warriors that it was, I knew going in there, if I did not knock them out, I wasn't going to win. So I knew it was going to be fight to the finish. I knew that in my heart. I said, oh, this is going to, if I don't stop them and knock them out, I won't win. So I knew exactly what I was there for. I knew that I had to be a good finisher. And so in the ring, looking at him, I knew in his eyes, I said, oh, this warrior here has to prove a point to other Japanese. And this is a matter of honor. Now it's no longer a fight. It's a matter of honor. And I said, okay, this is not just a fight. To him, it's not I don't know if he's thinking it's a sport. To me, I'm going in as a sport. In his eyes, it looked like he wasn't going in there as a sport. It was about fighting for honor. It was like Japan versus America, and I can see that without him saying anything, and just the whole atmosphere of it. So going in there in the first round, I knew right off the bat that Suzuki was truly, he was so focused as a warrior, as a samurai, that he was going to go in there and try to just take my legs right from me. And I already had an experience from the Thai fighter, so I already had an understanding how to leg check and so forth. So I understood what Suzuki was doing in the first round, that he was just going to take my legs off. And after the first round, I knew exactly how it was going to go. And so from that point, I recognized that I was a samurai also. Maybe in another time, but I felt that I was in an arena that this was about, this was about truly honor. It wasn't about a sport of, playing a physical game of chess. Man, this was about honor. And I knew that I had to go in there, and truly be a good finisher, because I knew after the first round, when my brother told me, my brother sat down and said to me, looked right at my eyes, he says, "Brother, you know where you're at?" And I said, "I know exactly where I'm at." He says, you're in a samurai pit." And my brother I looked at my brother and I said, "I know." He says, "You know you're going to have to finish him, right?" And I looked at him and I said, "I'll be a good finisher." And so this dialogue between my oldest brother and myself, Arnold and I knew, my brother knew exactly where I would, what we were there for and what I had to do. So he confirmed that go out there and start right now. So when the second round came, I took my axe out and I started to chop just to see where I can actually open up and stop him. By the time the third round came, I knew exactly. I started to pick up the tempo and I started to go, because I know that he was after my legs. And the fourth round came. By the fourth round, I knew exactly. I went into the zone. Once I went into the zone, that's it. I had all my weapons working at one time. I was going low, I was going high. Even though I knew every time I sat down in a corner, I would look at him in his corner people. They were really, truly pushing the energy into him. And they were all gathering their energy and reminding them who he was as a warrior, as a samurai, that he had to save faith. And I knew in the fourth round, I said, this is not about a sport now. This is about honor. And this honor, man, he was going to go out there and try to really, whether he's going to hurt me or not, the point is he was going to finish me. And in that, I got excited. I got excited the fact that, okay, now it's time to play a physical game of chess. And I poured it on in the fourth round. And the fourth round, I just changed the gear and I went forward and I started chopping, going low, high, different angles and so forth. And every time I made him pay for his mistake. Every time he missed, I made him pay for it. At the end of the fourth round, I knew it's time to finish it. And in the fifth round I said, that's it. I know all the stops went out, and I went in there and I was piercing deep. Everything I was hitting, I was pinching. Every nerve in his body, I was pinching against his bone and cutting deep. And just like a gladiator, just like a warrior, I came out and I drew my sword and I chopped deep angles of 45-degree angles. And I knew that I hurt him, and I didn't let him off. By then, I knew this was the time to finish it. And that's when I started to push it to the point where I hovered him and he couldn't breathe, and I knew that. And in the corner, I felt the energy of panic. Like, who is this American that will come here and think that they can beat us at our own sport? And I felt that energy, all that collective energy within their corner coming out. And so I wasn't just fighting Suzuki, I was fighting all of them at one shot. And in the crowd, the crowd was starting to recognize that I was also a samurai. I was also a warrior. I wasn't, I was somebody to contend with. I wasn't just somebody coming in and they were going to feed me to the lions. They recognized that I was a warrior. And when I stopped Suzuki, it was hard for them to believe that American can go there and beat them and stop them at their own game. And so in that, you can see in the corner that they were actually grabbing Suzuki, grabbing him, shaking him, and pushing their energy and saying, you cannot lay down. But I knew I had to stop him completely. Once I stopped him and he couldn't get back up, and I knocked him out, because I knew there was no other way. It was do or die. I knew I had to completely not just cut him. I knew I had to knock him out, and otherwise I wouldn't win. And I went out there and I finished him. I finished him to the point where he could not move no more. And the crowd, actually, I won the crowd. They didn't know, who this American with long hair and so forth. They didn't know who I was, but at that point in time, so I got challenged by the champion, just retired. He just retired. Okawa just retired, and Suzuki, the #1 contender, became the champion. When I knocked him out, Okawa came out of retirement to save faith of Japan. And but I knew right there and then that this wasn't the end. It was just the beginning. It was the beginning. So right there and then I got challenged again. Right after that fight, that same night I got challenged by the champion that just retired, and I knew from that point on they was not going to just lay down. They were going to they had to save faith. And so in that started opening for other fighters to come in, and it was to me, it was a great honor, because from there the word kickboxing truly started to go, and it was a way of bringing other fighters to Japan and following me. So when I came back with a team of 5 the next time. But truly Suzuki was, I have to admit, he was truly a strong warrior, a strong samurai. It's just that I happened to be playing a better physical game of chess.
Welcome back to the Budokan, Tokyo, Japan. This is our main event, Benny Urquidez and Kunimitsu Okawa. Why don't you give us some background on these fighters, Howard?
Well, Urquidez is now a national hero in Japan. A perfect record over here. Everybody he's fought is knocked out, and obviously he'll try to do it again tonight. Okawa is a well-known Japanese champion. He has a tremendous record in that he's had some 60 fights, and some almost 50 of those by knockout. He actually challenged Benny after his last fight here and requested this fight. So Urquidez says, all right, we'll take the fight.
They both look serious. They're ready to go. Some leg sweeps, roundhouse kick by Benny. Benny Urquidez to your left, long gi trousers. His opponent, Okai, to the right, traditional boxing trunks.
Okawa, very confident fighter. I've seen him train, and like many of the other fighters in Japan, they're tremendous right hand.
That doesn't happen often. Look at Benny. He's right back up, smiling.
Benny acknowledges, yes,
Yeah,
Okawa,
yeah.
very confident. I think he feels he's
These guys
got
are here to
Urquidez's
make
number
business.
now.
Yeah.
Benny says, yep,
Crowd
all
love
right.
that. Round 1 action.
That's one I owe you.
And a throwdown.
Just a slip.
Yep.
Right
That you don't see very often.
Okawa,
Nice
good left
left
hand.
hand.
He's pressing Urquidez.
I think Benny was really hurt. I think it really shocked him more than anything
Yes,
else.
startled him.
Yeah.
I could hear his corner say, good, it'll wake you up, because Benny has a habit of starting very slow.
Got his attention. Roughly a minute to go in round 1. Full contact rally from Tokyo, Japan.
Okawa's coming on strong in this round. Benny looks a little, I don't think he's hurt, but it's thrown his timing off a little bit. He's covering up, moving
He must have
around.
had a fight plan. That has to throw it off.
Yes.
He's not backing off, though. He's just working on his opponent.
If my memory is correct, that's only the second time in his career he's ever been knocked down.
No, I haven't seen it happen very often. It was a beautiful right.
Yes, good straight right.
Just caught him.
I think Urquidez was looking for the kick, and he didn't see the hand coming.
Looking for the kick lead, and then the possibility.
Yes.
That was a nice left by Benny.
Kyle still looks confident.
Great action in round
Smile on
one.
his face.
And he doesn't look hurt at all. No cuts, no abrasions.
I think this round, Urquidez has just had his instructions to just put his time in. Then he'll go back to the corner and start over again.
Be right back for round two. Great action.
Here we are in round two, looking at the fighters again. Benny Urquidez on your right. Okao from Japan in the white trunks.
Let's see if he changes his fight plan now anymore.
I think Urquidez looks a little different. He's had some instructions from his corner as to what to do with his fight now. I'd make mention again, these people sitting in the front row paid $200 American to look at this fight. So obviously...
Really popular over here. No question to that. We've seen a lot of excitement.
Big sport. Very big sport here.
With me, Howard Hansen, President, World Karate Association. My name, Bob Perry, United Karate Studios, Tokyo, Japan. Round two. Title fight.
The Japanese fans over here have heard a lot of names mentioned. There's
Nice
a good stinging left.
Yeah. They're both trying to smile it off.
They both like their business. Urquidez has been known for that. He likes to fight.
Now, this is a game, huh? What a way to make a living.
As Benny says,
I just love it.
It's how I make my living.
Roughly a minute to go in round two. Pretty even so far. The first round, obviously, the right that decked Benny looks good to a judge. Benny hasn't backed off.
The Japanese fans here, they've seen some of the so-called American karate fighters on television, and they look at it, it's kind of a joke.
A cow combination, right sweep, left hook.
Fighters like Urquidez that come over here, they're explaining real fast how this thing works.
Mm-hmm.
Tremendous respect in Japan for Urquidez.
We got a little puff over Benny's right eye.
Yes, there's another right, right into the same spot. Tao's still very confident. He's pushing this fight.
He wants this one bad, you can tell it.
Yes, he does.
Front thrust kick by Benny. Nice left.
Oka's.
Roughly 10 seconds to go in this fight. Correction, in this round. Great fight so far. Fantastic fight. Round three of a scheduled 9 title fight. Benny Urquidez and his opponent, Okao. You better pronounce that one for me, Howard.
I think it's Okao. I'm hoping our Japanese friends don't get mad at us here on these names. We're having quite a problem with them. But I understand it's pronounced Okao. He's a very famous fighter in Japan. In all honesty,
excellent fighter.
I would have to give him the first 2 rounds. He's dominated the fight so far.
Yeah, he's pressed it, no question of that. He seemed to throw Benny off right from round 1.
Yes, particularly with that knockdown in round 1.
That's not a cut. Benny normally takes over the fight.
He's known as a slow starter, though. He comes off very slow. I think this round, he's beginning to adjust. He's figured out what Okao does now, and he's formed a pattern with him.
Be interesting to know what went on over in Benny's corner. I'm sure it is.
Benny, like always, still smiling. If he misses one, he smiles, or if he gets hit with one, he smiles. He's good right hand by Okao. He's still he's one of the few people that are really hitting Urquidez hard.
It's a good test for Benny.
It is.
He doesn't normally take that kind of punishment.
No.
About a minute to go in this, the 3rd round of a scheduled 9. Great fight, Tokyo, Japan, the Budokan.
Okao is not working the legs as heavy as a lot of the Japanese fighters. He has a lot of good back.
Look at that spinning
strong backspin. That takes the wind out of you. I think it
got his attention.
Yes, took the smile off. I don't see Okao smiling the way he was in the first 2 rounds.
Benny looks a little more serious too, Howard.
He's serious. Okao's face, as you can see, it is beginning to puff up. Then he's hitting with some. There's another shot to that same eye. He's hitting that right eye of Okao.
They're both a lot more serious now. No, too much smiling.
Getting down to business here.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, he has. He's got a puffed right eye there. Okao. Exchange of blows.
Winding down on round 3 here. This is very close, maybe even favoring Urquidez in this round. He's beginning to look the fight over now, coming on better. We're looking at world champion Benny the Jet Urquidez.
Round 4, Howard. Great fight so far.
Kitties looks like he's getting down to business now. Somebody must have told him they're holding dinner. There, high round kick.
Left round kick.
His corner, I'm sure, has told him, hey, you're behind on points here. You're going to have to press this fight.
The smiles have gone off their faces. They're both dead serious. Attempted sweep, left roundhouse kick.
Kitty's beginning to kick to the body also, which takes the wind out of him.
Look at him. He's dead serious. Both, for that matter. They've still got a long way to go if this fight were to go all the way.
Scheduled 9.
Beautiful left thrust kick. Beautiful.
Kitty's usual thing, he acknowledges a good shot.
Indeed.
Scheduled 9-round world title match. Urkidesa is given notice to the world that he'll fight anywhere in the world. That's the only way you're ever going to establish real world champions in professional karate. He's the first one. He'll go anywhere.
Nice combinations there.
Oh, now
Benny's getting serious.
He's felt it now.
Listen to that crowd going crazy. Look at Benny throw those combinations. Lefts, rights, all to the head.
He's got a taste of it now. He's on it. I can't count the punches and kicks that are coming in.
Look at those combinations. Sugar Ray Leonard
trying to come back.
Sugar Ray Leonard with feet. Look at him go. Beautiful.
He wants to hang on. Urkidesa says no.
Says it's time, baby. It's time. Thrust kick. Oh, look at that right. He's down. Eyes rolled back in his head.
I don't think he's coming out.
What a fantastic fight.
That's the end of this fight right there. He's not going to get up. He's counting him out.
This is Howard Hansen and Bob Perry from Tokyo, Japan. Hope to see you real soon. Thank you for joining us.
41戦41勝39 KO という輝かしい戦績と雪のように白い肌、トレードマークの真紅のパンタロン、そして常に聖書を手放さない敬虔なクリスチャンというベニー。ひとたびリングに上がると天才的な必殺技が飛び交う。その名をリングの赤い蝶ベニー・ザ・ジェット・ユキーデ。全米プロ空手世界チャンピオンベニー・ユキーデ。青コーナー日本空手の三段内藤武史。
息できるか？息できない？少しこうもうあれか。
Two.
Inoki, yes. You know, actually the first time I fought Inoki, you know, he had this energy in him that, well, you can see that he was going to be very clever, very quick. And I thought to myself, all right, I'm just, you know, in his eyes, I figured, you know, in Japan there is no rules. Anytime I go to any third world country, there is no rules. You know, it's, and with them, you know, because I'm, you know, I had so many I had too much knowledge over all of them, and the opportunities that he gave me, he was quick right off the bat, but right from the beginning, I knew that, man, this, you know, this warrior is pretty fast. He's quick. So I just trapped him, and you know, when I trapped him, he gave me the opportunity. I mean, I didn't even think. I trapped his arm and went right into 8-point ноги, right into one-arm shoulder throw, and actually slammed him on his shoulder and broke his shoulder. And my intention was really not to really end it in that way, you know. But again, when you're in a ring, sometimes, you know, your body don't think, you just responding. And my response was, when he grabbed onto me, I just threw him, and it ended the fight quickly. I was really looking forward to fighting him because he was so quick, and I said, this, you know, this is going to be fun. This guy here, this warrior has a lot of fast legs, and his hands so, but his legs were very quick. And I really thought that I was going to have a lot of fun with him, but it ended too fast. Actually, this fight ended in the first round. Halfway through, I didn't give him actually a chance to really fight. So I actually didn't know how far we were going to go or how many rounds. And again, the fight game, you never know how it ends. Sometimes it ends faster than others, and this one here the fight never really started. So I told some of his cornermen that, you know, I'd love to give him a rematch, you know, if he ever wanted a rematch, anytime. So this is, but I really enjoyed fighting him the first time. Even though it was a short fight. It was a short and quick, but right to the point.
There is the fighter I have heard so much about, Benny Urkidis, and this is a world championship bout, not a national championship, world championship. And Chuck, tell me about Urkidis.
This boy is pound for pound the toughest fighter I've ever seen. He has got black belts in so many different martial arts styles that it's staggering. He's a black belt in karate, he's a black belt in judo, he's a black belt in aikido, he's a gymnast, he's a professional boxer. He's got all the ingredients that make him a world champion.
Well, he's got 46 wins, no losses, 39 KOs, and Chuck, I haven't heard much about him in the last year or two. Has he been fighting here or somewhere else or what?
In the last 2 years, Urkidis has been fighting exclusively in the Orient. We really kind of ran out of opponents over here for him. Rick Simmerly has trained very hard for this fight, and we're looking for an excellent fight. We have people that have come in here to see Urkidis from Japan, from the United States, both coasts, Canada, Mexico. They've come from everywhere to see him fight.
He's 5'5", 145 pounds, from Tarzana, California, which is in Southern California. His opponent in the black pants is Rick Simmerly, 5'9", 146, from Valparaiso, Florida, and he's dropped down from a higher weight class. He's lost weight. He has beaten bigger men than Urkidis. His record, 10-1 with 6 KOs. There's Urkidis, 39 KOs, 46 wins, no losses. This is scheduled 9 rounds. World Championship, Benny Urkidis. Does he have a nickname, Chuck?
The Jet. That's what they call it.
We'll see why, I guess.
You will see.
He's in the red.
What to do, Rick? You have to do right now.
Now that's Rick's corner who's saying go get him right now. They don't want this thing to go on too long, I guess.
Benny's he warms up slowly. He goes 3 or 4 rounds before he really starts turning on. He likes to pull his opponent out. See the speed of that kick? amazing.
Then if you are going to fight him, then you do go out and get him early,
Right.
or you don't get him.
Exactly. Your best chance at beating Benny is an early round.
He almost looks like he's grinning at him. He's taunting him. Is he doing that, Chuck, on purpose?
No, really. Benny always wants, if you get a good hit on him, he'll acknowledge it and say that was very good. But it's not out of an ego thing.
He critiques the fight as well as fighting it. Down he goes.
Yeah, I think that's a half slip along with the jab.
And it looks like he caught him with leverage more than the punch.
Right.
Interesting to note that Simmerly has asked for this fight himself. He has watched all the tapes on Urquidez, and he feels that he is ready for Urquidez. Urquidez has never seen Simmerly fight, knows really nothing about how he fights. I'm not even sure he even knew he's a left-hander.
There's the sweep.
There's a sweep kick.
Now, does that count just like a punch now?
A sweep to the floor counts the same as a knockdown.
Oh, you see that kick? These guys are really quick.
Benny's a fantastic technician, Dan. He is probably one of the best technicians. That's why he's the world champion that he is now.
He caught a kick on the glove just then, and he had to be awfully quick at that, too. Let's watch him. Now, there he looked like he was vulnerable. He had his back turned to the man. Can you hit a man with his back turned?
When Benny turned his back on him, he can back kick. So the guy, there's a kick to the face. So the guy can't come rushing in because Benny's back is turned. Ooh, but that would have been a nice one if it made contact.
Spinning right-handed.
It's a spinning back fist. You don't see that in boxing. It's very hard to execute.
Back fist. Okay, I'll file that one for the memory. We haven't seen that in any other fights tonight. Benny Urquidez on the left. And that's the end of round one, and he kind of grins and says, nice effort. I love him.
Benny's all pro. I mean, everyone loves the kid, you know. He's such a nice boy and never gets uptight in the ring.
What happens if you do get mad in the ring? Does it help you?
No, it hurts you because if you lose your cool in there, you can't concentrate. You lose your power of concentration, and you must be intensely concentrated at all times in there. Otherwise, your reflexes slow down, all your main ingredients slow down, and you're going to get knocked out.
What are they putting on Benny Urquidez right there?
That's Vaseline, to help keep from getting cut.
Here's a little slow motion in that first round. Urquidez a kick from the right foot, then the left, and the right foot just got over his head. A good thing he ducked that.
That's correct. That's a knockout kick.
You saw Costello get hurt very badly.
That's right.
With a kick that landed about right there.
That's right, because he didn't roll with the kick.
Okay, they got those great big mouthpieces. They appear to be bigger than the ones that normal boxers wear.
Well, they have to, because if you throw a spinning heel kick, kicking with the heel, even though it's padded, you can break the jaw very easily or knock the teeth out. So you do need those big pads, or big mouthpieces, rather.
Okay, Urquidez in the middle of the ring. Simmerly moving to his right. Looks like he's trying to stay out of reach of the foot of Urquidez, really. He keeps moving now.
He's moving around, trying to keep the... Oh, boy.
There was a tremendous shot.
There's one that breaks the jaw. That one breaks the jaw if it makes contact.
And you at home, did that scare you as much as it scared me? I'll tell you. Boy, that's hard to see coming in.
The thing is, Benny doesn't miss that many times. That's why Simmerly was very lucky.
Simmerly's corner is hollering out karate combination. There's a kick that landed to the kidney. Another kick to the kidney. Another one on the other side.
Yeah, Benny's working on the body. He's working a lot on the body.
Well, they come in right under the arm.
Mm-hmm. Benny doesn't miss very often. You notice when he throws those kicks or punches, 9 times out of 10 he makes contact. Ooh, there's one to the face.
Well, then he husbands his energy pretty well.
He very much so, very much. As you notice in the earlier rounds, there were a lot of misses with the kicks, but Benny doesn't miss that often.
Well, Howard Hansen, as you watch all the fighters, a good kick again.
You can hear the impact, can't you?
Does it seem to take more out of them when they miss or when they make contact?
Oh, a miss makes a real problem for you. It makes you vulnerable. Urquidez, that's the reason he's the champion. He seldom misses on anything, and if he does, sometimes it's deliberately to draw the person into another move.
There's a kick from in close. We haven't seen that tonight. Oh! He landed that one. A heel kick right to the cheek. I don't know why Simmerly's still standing.
He's very well conditioned, as you can notice. He is in fantastic shape, and that's the only thing that's keeping him standing up right now.
Simmerly comes off the sand of Florida, and he runs over those sand dunes about 10 miles every day. So he's here in condition. He's ready to fight. You may notice during the fight, you may see some slight nosebleeds. You have to remember we're at 6,200 feet. That's a long ways up in the air, and a lot of times it isn't just from damage. I've had nosebleeds up here from doing nothing.
Okay, those cheers are not again for the fighters, we should mention. That's Rick Simmerly. And he looks like he's got some swelling, some puffiness around the cheeks where he's got those kicks.
A little bit, but he's given Benny a good fight, which is amazing for the number of times he's fought. Let's see, he fought 11 times, and he's doing a good job.
How do you lure Urkidis back to the United States from the Orient? Do you have to line up a quality opponent to get him in the ring?
You have to get him a quality opponent, and then really you have to tie in the television that we have here, both internationally and in the United States. He's been paid more money probably accidentally in Japan than most karate fighters will ever make in their life. He's a national hero over there.
Benny Urkidis, it looks like a smirk. Howard assures us it's not. He just enjoys his work, and that's what he looks like.
Urkidis is very... There we go.
There, that's beautiful, boy.
Incredible move.
Unbelievable.
Jumps forward on the left foot and then spins all the way around, a 360. I just don't know how you defend against something like that.
Simmerly had that left hand up, which was just a reflexive action. If he hadn't, the fight would have been over.
Simmerly's doing an excellent job.
Ooh, kick to the kidney again.
I think he's paid a lot of attention to the tapes he's been watching, because Benny does not miss that often, and he's just barely missing.
And Benny
that was a slip. Yeah.
I think he was ducking a punch.
Yeah.
From down to the knee, grins.
Benny acknowledges it.
I love Benny. I mean, the guy really shows you a lot of personality. I can see where all the charisma is they're talking about. But he's in a fight, and he knows it.
Yeah, he sure is.
Moving in with both hands Simmerly, and he landed some punches there, and a good left. And another left, that one on the chin.
Simmerly's making good contact now. He's getting in some good punches.
Has Urkidis had to take a lot of punishment in his career?
Oh, he's taken some terrible shots in Japan. The Japanese kickboxers, what they do to your legs is unbelievable. They just beat your muscles to death that you can hardly stand. Urkidis is compensated for it every time they kick him in the leg. He left hooks him in the eye.
Urkidis moving in closer than we've seen. Whoop, throws the kick as the man moves away. Urkidis seems to like to work at a little distance so he can launch the kick.
Right. Yeah, he's got explosive legs. He's got very strong legs, and they're explosive. And when they make contact, I mean, you feel it from your toes to the top of your head.
Well, Chuck Norris, I've noticed that when a karate fighter punches, he's really got snap in that punch.
Yeah, and also in the legs, too. You notice there when he hit the glove, it still went all the way through. And even the shocking power, even with the glove.
Look at that. He showed him how he did the last kick. Spin around.
Benny was getting ready to throw another kick, and the bell rang, and he stopped right in the mid-swing there.
I would think that would be pretty hard, too.
That's kind of left over, I think, from traditional karate. The referee's stopping you, and he's going back to those days. Here's a little slow.
Watch this hit. See that?
Simmerly's catching those kicks very good on the gloves.
But it comes in hard enough that when he catches you in the glove, your own glove comes back and rocks you very well. Now, who's giving the advice there to Benny Urkidis?
That's Arnold Urkidis, Benny's older brother. Arnold is one of 7 members of the family, all black belts in different forms of karate. They're not a good family to get into problems with.
I would guess not. If you were a guest and there was an extra piece of pie, you wouldn't reach for it.
Definitely not.
Even their sister is a black belt. They have a sister that's a black belt. And Blinky Rodriguez
I don't think I'd want to date her.
Blinky, the first fight we saw, is married to the sister.
Boy,
so it's quite a family.
Lily's also a very, very lovely lady.
Very pretty, very pretty.
Benny the Jet Urkidis starts him off with a kick to the chin. I just have a feeling if I caught one of those, it would be adios.
It would be for most people, unless you're in top physical shape.
This is round 4, scheduled for 9. World Championship. The world lightweight crown of Benny Urkidis on the line. He'd like to keep it. You saw that back kick. That time with the right foot. He's done it with both feet spinning in both directions.
Yeah, he's very ambidextrous. He can use both feet equally. There's a sweep. There's a sweep to the ground.
Okay, now he came from Simmerly's right and just knocked the feet out from under.
Knocked both feet right out from under him.
And the judges score that just like a...
Right, but in reality, he could have finished him off with him laying on the ground helpless like that.
So there is some of the old amateur karate fighting still in.
Oh, definitely. Sure. Oh, yes.
Oh, those kicks to the kidneys. I just can't imagine how you could weather too many of those, and the face of Simmerly doesn't look too great right now either.
He's really working on Simmerly's body. There's a spinning body fist. Beautiful.
Back fist.
Good.
Back fist. And, and Urkidis says, yeah, that was a good one. I've never seen a a man in the ring like that who acknowledges every good shot, except Ali in the early days.
You're right. Well, I think you call Benny a small Ali in many ways.
Benny comes to fight, and he likes a good fight.
I remember Ali in the first Frazier fight in New York. He'd lean over and say to the crowd, "Stum, didn't hurt." And that's hard to do with a mouthpiece.
Sure is.
Benny the Jet Urquidez, 46-0, 39 KO.
There's a jumping side kick there. You hear him key out? You hear him yell? That's
that's the karate yell. Yeah.
Right. There's another kick in the face. That one hurt. That one hurt him. That one hurt him bad.
Yeah.
Oh boy. There's.
Oh, look at the kick again. And he almost, it seemed to pause there. Did he know the round was near an end, or was he waiting for the referee to step in?
Most of your top fighters have kind of a built-in alarm system, knowing exactly just about when the bell's going to ring. And Benny realized that the round was just about over. Even if he knocked Simile down, they would have to stop the count. So,
well, we're coming up on round 5. Are you surprised we've gone 5 rounds?
No, not with Benny. Tonight? Not with Benny. He generally, like I say, he'll start warming up now. He'll start pouring it on.
Here's the sequence from the end of the round. There's a kick, and there's a punch. And now he seems to say, well, is he going to fall down? No? Okay. He'll take the open shot, which is the kick to the kidney. Takes it again. He looks to the referee again. And look at Simmerly. The face is twisted in pain. Now, what happens when you catch a kick in the kidney? It almost paralyzes
it hurts the whole body. It's hard to even move when you catch a solid kick like Benny's throwing there. It's hard on your whole system.
Remember, both of these fighters, 145 pounds.
Yeah, he's moving around now. He's trying to not let Benny get a good shot at him.
Urquidez will probably pick up the tempo now. He's sweated up and he's loosened up.
Urquidez with the only sash we've seen tonight on the red pants. Simmerly in the black. He's fought well, especially considering who he's fighting.
Definitely.
Left-hand lead. He switched to southpaw. Now he's back righty. Kick by Urquidez to the kidney again. I'll tell you, he's going to wear out the left side of his body.
Those body kicks have got to slow him down.
Yeah. Kick to the shoulder, followed by a punch. Kick to the kidney. And Urquidez is heating up.
Yeah.
Oh, kick to the kidney again on the other side. Another one.
There's a sweep.
That was the classic sweep.
See how helpless you are? Yeah, see how helpless.
And that sweep was from the front. The last sweep was from the side.
Right. You can sweep from any direction, as long as it's below the knee.
Urquidez has shown us, I would guess, what, 50 different techniques in the fight so far?
At least. He's very versatile. He can do anything. He can throw a kick from any direction and jump in the air and spin, as you noticed.
Even though he fights with the left side forward, he's a left-hander.
Oh, and there's a kick to the kidney again. And you don't dare drop the gloves because then he knocks your head off.
Exactly. It's pretty hard to cover your whole body. He's sweeping him now, looking for an opening. See, he's not really going hard now because he knows he's all covered up. Doesn't want to waste his energy.
And there's the nosebleed that Howard Hansen was talking about.
I don't think it's that much damage. I think it's from the altitude. Again, that 6,200 feet is hard on the nose.
Benny,
ooh, there's another spinning.
He misses that back fist. Did I get that right? Back fist?
Spinning back fist.
Yeah. Going to be an expert.
I think one of the unusual things here...
Oh, look at him. He really is having trouble with the back. Do you see that? He almost had trouble just sitting down.
Yes, the back muscles are tightening up from those kicks. They're coming into the rib cage, but the muscles are extending back into the back are tightening up. Unusual thing about Urquidez, I might mention, always after a fight, he usually takes the opponent out, has dinner with him, and explains to him the complete fight, how he feels that next time he can put on a better fight.
I understand he also prides himself in the way he lives, in a very clean living. Doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, very religious.
Right.
Benny Urquidez, let's watch Benny the Jet go at him in slow motion. Punch, the right one misses. There's the kick to the kidney again.
Some of those kicks are going past, but the shin is laying into the ribs. And that hurts worse than the pad.
I think in the previous fight, it was the shin that didn't end in the Costello.
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
The side of the face.
The shin or
Benny the Jet Urquidez comes out for round 6, scheduled 9. This is the World Light Heavyweight Championship, and Rick Simmerly is in trouble. Lightweight, pardon me.
Smoking now. He's picking up the tempo now.
Here's Urquidez. Good left to the belly. really working on the body.
Oh, boy. Yeah, he's working on the body a lot.
Some of the kicks and punches that Simmerly has taken, I've got to really admire him. He's the strength to be able to stand up.
Oh, right to the kidney. Oh, the kidney again.
I can't believe the punishment he's
Punch to
taking.
the kidney.
Down goes Simmerly. Yeah.
I think he's just taking the wind right out of him.
Look at the back, trying to stretch the back over the top strand of rope. It's over. Mike Stone says it's over.
I think his muscles are tied up so bad in his back.
What did he? What was that?
That's the famous Benny the Jet victory roll. He does that after every fight that he has. It's his
Victory
trademark.
roll. That's an incredible feat for a gymnast to stand flat-footed and jumping off both feet, do a flip.
With a little luck, we may see it again here.
Sometimes he does it twice. Let's see. Yep, there he does it again.
In the tucked position, Benny the Jet Urkidesa, and I believe he's a gymnast in 6 kinds of black belt. Well, there you saw it, his 40th knockout in 47 wins. He is undefeated. Now he's blowing a few kisses there.
That's to his wife.
Oh,
After every fight.
Oh, look at that. Here's the knockout again. Oh, the punch to the kidney says that's it.
Yeah.
That's just enough.
Yeah.
I'm surprised if Simmerly doesn't have some cracked ribs. The shot.
Rick Simmerly, yes, that was a great fight. I remember that actually he came in, you could see it in his eyes, he was actually really all into the fight. He was really, as they say, not programmed but zoned, he was so zoned for this fight. And I was really looking forward because he was, not only he was a good technician, but I knew that he had good hands, and he actually a good combination. He had some good combinations going, but he was very, very smart. He actually played it very smart. He kept on moving. He didn't stay in one place, and so I figured, oh, okay, this is like a duck hunt. It's like a duck in the water, easy to hit, but a duck flying, I got to catch it. And so that's what I had to do with him. I had a play of learning how to cut the corner with him, and then I figured the only way I can actually slow him down from stopping him from running is to actually take his legs, and then I start working on his body, and just started to see what kind of heart he had. If he had a strong jaw, he had strong legs, he had strong body. And once I found out that it's like anything else, you hit the body, everything will follow. And so that's what I did. I slowed him down with a lot of leg shots, and then I started hitting the body, and I realized that it was just a matter of time that he's not going to be able to keep his hands up, because when you hit those liver shots and kidney shots, they do a lot of damage, and they do a lot of hurt. And I realized that within the second round I started hitting the body a lot. I started slowing him down, and I recognized that his hands were going down instead of in his face. They started to go down and down, and I really just a matter of time that he's not gonna be able to move as much. And once I trapped him on the ropes, that was it. I knew that he couldn't move anymore. He couldn't, it doesn't matter which way he was running. I just stopped him up against the ropes and really started digging on that body, and it was just his legs started giving up on him. And once his legs gave up on him, that was it. I realized that he had no more ump in him. The fight, I just took the fight right out of him. And it was just a matter of time that it was going to just end the fight with a stop. So that's what I did. I ended up stopping him with body shots. But I really, truly, he really is, the fight was really, it started off well, but I guess my energy was just overwhelming, and it just hovered him, and to a point where it just took all his energy from him. But Rick Simmerly, no, he was truly a strong warrior. I really enjoyed fighting him, and he gave me a great fight. I really enjoyed it. He gave me a fight for my money there, as they say. So good on him. I was really excited to fight him.
Before I introduce the contestants for the main event, I would like to introduce the international champion as well as film star, maker of Breaker Breaker, Good Guys Wear Black, Force of One, and working on another motion picture, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris. Ladies and gentlemen, the main event for the World Championship Super Lightweight Division. From the nation of Japan, the world-ranked #1 contender, 47 wins, 20 by knockout, 9 losses, weighing in at 142 pounds, 5'6". Ladies and gentlemen, Shinobu Onuki. Onuki. In the green corner, reigning world's champion, 142 pounds, 5'6". 49 wins, 0 losses, 41 by knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, Benny the Jet Urkidesa. Benny Urkidesa. Scheduled for 9 rounds, the referee, Mr. Frank Lee. Thank you.
get the 6th round. Right.
Feel better?
6th round.
The new super lightweight champion of the world, Benny the Jet Urquidez. You started very, very slowly. Was that because you had to come down and wait just before the fight? Did that slow the start of the fight?
No, you know, usually it takes me 3 rounds just to get started. And after the 3rd round, then I get warmed up. So, but I've never been a fast starter. I've always been a slow starter. And I had to give the people the money's worth.
In a way, this was a grudge match. You dislocated his shoulder in Japan earlier.
Yes.
Did he show some anger?
In a way, he's a very humble man, very nice man, and he tries hard. He comes in here to win, and the only problem, it was a grudge match, but yet he came in here out of humbleness, and when he's in here, he's here to win. He came in here to win, but outside, he's a beautiful man.
Fact of the matter is, you are the winner here today.
Yes.
Congratulations, Benny the Jet.
Yay! Unreal.
And I did it again.
Hey! Anyway, with Shinobu, actually, this is the second time I fought him. The first time I fought him, it was new, quick. I knew he was very fast, and I actually I went into a throw. You want to call it MMA, so be it. But it's the way I know how to actually compete and fight. And I actually threw him with the Ponsanagi, one-arm shoulder throw. And I threw him and broke his shoulder. And so this fight obviously came back, and I thought that maybe he might come back with vengeance, should I say. But I knew deep inside that it was going to be a good fight, only because he's very quick, I wasn't threatened so much by his power, but but I knew that he is very quick, and he's got a lot of different angles of kicking and so forth. So I was really looking forward. I was really looking forward to this fight, and he actually hit me with some good shots, but nothing penetrating. I knew deep inside that he didn't have a penetration on me, but I knew that, but he was going to be quick, and he was going to come in and throw a lot more, only because of the first time. So I really enjoyed this fight. I enjoyed the fact that it was a good game of chess, or should I say a physical game of chess. He played a lot smarter this time. He didn't crowd me. The first time he just came right at me. This time he was more cautious, but at the same time he was doing more combinations. And he was in better, I think he was in better focus this time around than the first time. So again, obviously I did something that he wasn't ready for, which is, I'm a body and fender man. I love hitting that body, and sometimes when I say body and fender, the body, hitting the body, I think it hurts more than getting hit in the face. And the fenders I use as, meaning the thighs. And I figured that if I'm going to take away his right hand, I'm just going to chop his legs and slow him down a little bit. And my plan was to actually just chop certain movements of his muscles and just slow him down, and then it was just a matter of time. But he's truly a strong warrior, very humble, and I know he was trying to take the title back to his country. So as far as I was concerned, good on him. He's a strong warrior, and a lot of respect for him.
Jackson, 67 points. Urquidez, 64 points. Urquidez, 64 points. Jackson, 70 points. Jackson, 67 points. Urquidez, 64 points. Urquidez, 64 points. Jackson, 70 points.
Und wir kommen nun zur Attraktion des Abends. Die Supershow kann nun beginnen. Im Anmarsch Ivan Sprang, niederländischer und europäischer Meister, der Holländer, hat 30 Kämpfe bestritten. Und hat den amtierenden Weltmeister herausgefordert.
De bekende en haast legendarische sympathieke vechter uit Los Angeles. Hij is 1,68 meter groot, 65,5 kilo zwaar en meer dan 100 gevechten verdeeld. Hij is 56 maal zijn titel en hij won er 48 op knockout. Zijn bijnaam de Jet. Dames en heren, de tweede kandidaat voor wereldkampioen, Benny Urkidez.
Ja, Sie haben es gehört, der Superstar des Abends. Bekannt durch verschiedene Kinofilme und seinen sportlichen Leistungen. 100 Kämpfe hat er schon bestritten, 65 davon Titelkämpfe, 48 durch K.O. gewonnen. Er trägt den Beinamen Benny the Jet, aufgrund seiner Schnelligkeit. 1,68 Meter groß, 65,5 Kilo schwer. Der Weltmeister aus Los Angeles. Und da gibt es Buhrufe für die Anzeige.
Hebben we de zogenaamde ronde mis. Laten we dat maar zo zeggen. Zij komt vertellen.
Natürlich nicht für Benny, sondern für die Dame, die mit Schmuck behangen ist, für ca. 1 Million mit Gold. Nun wird sich zeigen, wie gut Benny wirklich ist.
Tussen Ivan Sprang en Benny Urkidez. Zijn zusje is
sehr durchtrainiert.
Lily Rodriguez. Ze zag haar eerder tegen Lucia Rijker.
Benny
geblesseerd. Gelijk uitvallen. Zij raakte haar wereldtitel kwijt. Maar Urkidez is razendsnel. Dit is bekend van hem. Een draaitol. En daar moet Sprang ontzettend vooruit kijken.
Und sehen Sie, mit welcher Kraft die beiden die Low Kicks ausführen.
Dat is een goede zet. Die Sprang naar de heet en deze ook.
Da kommt Benny in Straucheln. Immer wieder greift er
an. Dit is een gevecht op het allerhoogste niveau.
Sehr guten Boxtechniken.
En nu leeft ook de ene al mee. Een keihard besticht van Urkidez.
Benny in seiner lässigen
Insiders
Art.
hebben me verteld, hij kan bewegingen maken, deze man. Zonder dat je ze ziet. Dat is voor u niet te hopen. Maar gelukkig is er bij televisie
Immer wieder mit der
nog
linken
slow motion.
blitzschnell zum Kopf von Sprang.
Zodat die razendsnelle bewegingen altijd terug te halen zijn. En u ziet het, hij zoekt steeds de aanval. Urkidesa.
Und schon wieder ein Low-Kick von Sprang.
Op de benen. De ene hand heeft nu
Aber immer wieder die überragenden Boxtechniken von Benny Urkidesa.
Vanaf de eerste seconde raken in deze partij.
Und da war schon wieder die linke drin. Und eine rechte.
Raak. Raak op de benen. En nog een keer, ja. 2 keer goed op de benen bij
Und er saß
Urkidesa.
wieder. Benny ganz kurz zu Boden.
En de wereldkampioen moest even op de knieën.
Er steht wieder fest auf
En weer
Füßen.
Sprang zeer doeltreffend. Urkidesa, ik weet het niet. Hij ziet er ook een beetje
Und immer wieder die
mollig uit,
linke von
moet ik
Benny.
zeggen. Niet echt door en doortraind.
Aber Sprang trifft auch.
Dus ik weet niet of hij zich wel zo verschrikkelijk serieus op dit gevecht heeft voorbereid. En Sprang ziet er topfit uit.
Und mit welcher Kraft diese dritte ausgeführt wird.
Nog een halve minuut in
Immer
deze
wieder
eerste
die
ronde.
Geraden von Benny.
Urkidesa iets voorzichtiger geworden met zijn aanvallen op Sprang. Want hij heeft natuurlijk toch een paar tikken opgelopen. Elke keer als Sprang met het benenwerk komt, dan veert de ene hal op. Het einde van de
Das
eerste
war die erste
ronde.
Runde.
En een daverende ovatie.
Trotz alledem, Benny hat seinen Gegner gefunden. Hat sich hier in der ersten Runde gezeigt.
Tweede ronde om de wereldtitel. Die van Sprang moet uitkijken nu voor Urkidesa.
Und immer wieder
Of
die
omgekeerd.
Boxtechniken von Benny.
Gaat de
Linke
zaak
gerade,
even
rechte
wat makkelijker
gerade.
aanpakken.
Und dann meist ein Fußkick.
En die van Sprang moet uitkijken.
Der Sprang schlägt auch zurück.
Urkidesa heeft
Immer
geen
wieder
zin
kommt er mit der linken durch.
om er heel lang over te doen. Hij heeft toch al wat rode plekken opgelopen, dat wel. Het gaat allemaal razendsnel.
Benny nur noch im Vorwärtsgang.
Sprang mis.
Wartet jedoch geschickt ab, weicht aus.
Tweede uit.
Und dann mehr ein
En niks aan de
Ausrutscher.
hand. Mis bij Sprang. Nog steeds
Und
mis.
immer wieder weicht Benny aus. Auch da wieder ein Treffer mit der rechten.
Maar ook raak van Urkidesa. Ze zijn ontzettend aan elkaar gewaagd, deze twee in ieder geval. Hoe lang houdt Sprang dit vol? Of houdt Urkidesa het vol? Want ik blijf erbij. Hij heeft zich niet op blubber getraind.
Wie
Hij
eine
ziet er echt
Kampfmaschine.
gedit uit.
Benny im Infight.
Misschien heeft hij gedacht, ik kan het op mijn routine hier wel redden. In Nederland, deze Urkidesa. Maar dan krijgt hij toch eens een macht aan tegenstand van deze Ivan Sprang van Sportschool Vos.
Sprang kann nur noch zurückschlagen.
Daar, raak.
Doch, er trifft.
Even afwachten nu. En er is een tik achterom
Gelungener Tritt.
van Urkidesa.
Zeigt jedoch keine Wirkung.
En dat vinden de liefhebbers mooi. Daar genieten ze van.
Bisher hat er gut eingesteckt, der Holländer. Geschickt ausgewichen durch Benny.
Mooie staaltjes van Thai-boxing te zien in deze partij.
Und diese Haken zum Körper. Und ein
Daar
Wurf.
legt hij hem even neer. Om even tot rust te komen.
Zur Abwechslung mal Sprang am Boden.
Wie. Miss. Miss.
Und immer wieder weicht Benny geschickt aus. Die Schläge gehen ins Leere, das kostet natürlich Kraft.
Einde van de tweede ronde. En opnieuw.
Ja, das Ende der zweiten Runde.
Begin van de derde ronde. En we hebben er al 2 hele mooie rondes op zitten. Tussen Ivan Sprang en Benny Urkidesa. Daar gaat Urkidesa weer.
Da sehen wir wieder die Kampfmaschine.
Hij heeft inderdaad de snelheid
Immer
van
im
een draaitol.
Vorwärtsgang.
Hij gaat echt als een beest tekeer. Maar Sprang, die doet het heel goed.
Sprang findet einfach kein Mittel gegen den Weltmeister.
En daar kreeg hij toch even een tikje
Schlägt
van
öfters ins
Urkidesa.
Leere.
En nou moet hij uitkijken. En nou moet hij oppassen. En die was raak.
Aber trifft auch.
En nog een raker.
Aber Benny
Die
steckt
was niet
alles
zo
weg.
erg raak, dat zag er wel uit, maar
Und wieder ein Treffer von Sprang.
Urkidesa is nog steeds in de race.
Und noch ein Wurf.
Dan is het ook veel boksen ineens. Er wordt weinig meer getrapt, maar meer gebokst op dit moment. Kijk, het is echt meer. Er zijn fases in deze partij dat het benenwerk even totaal wordt overgeslagen. En dat je echt naar een bokswedstrijd zit te kijken. Daar even.
Benny
Was
muss
hij met
jedoch
het been.
ebenfalls
Urkidesa.
Schläge wegstecken. Und das kann er auch, wie Sie sehen. Unbekümmert geht er den Weg nach vorne.
Een minuut en 50 seconden hebben we gehad in de derde ronde. Vermoeidheid begint nu ook een beetje
Immer wieder die Linke von Benny
te tellen. Wat
zum
tikjes
Kopf
op
von
de benen.
Sprang.
Maar die zijn op dit niveau vrij ongevaarlijk. Een misser van Urkidesa, een misser van Sprang. Hoge trap.
Beide verlassen sich auf ihre Boxtechniken.
Nou, Sprang doet het uitstekend.
Es wird weniger mit
In
den
deze
Füßen
partij.
gearbeitet.
Heeft absoluut volwaardig partij aan de wereldkampioen.
Wiederum sehr schön
En nou
ausgeglichen.
komt Urkidesa.
Und wieder im Angriff Benny. Und Sprang zum ersten Mal zum
Wordt
Boden.
even op de grond geduwd.
Wird jedoch
Nog
nicht
10 seconden
angezählt.
in deze derde ronde.
Und schlägt immer mehr ins Leere.
Volop in de aanval. Sprang verdedigt zich uitstekend. En we zijn klaar met deze derde ronde.
Benny in seiner lässigen Art lächelt.
Vierde ronde.
Die vierte Runde.
Nog altijd zijn we bezig om de wereldtitel. Benny Urkidesa verdedigt zijn titel. En Ivan Sprang wil hem dolgraag hebben. Maar dan zal hij toch deze razendsnelle Amerikaan moeten verslaan. Hier wordt gespannen toegekeken.
Sprang findet einfach keine Mittel gegen diesen schnellen,
De misser van Sprang.
guten Boxer.
Oh nee, als die raak was geweest.
Und wieder die Linke.
Hij zoekt nog steeds de aanval. Kijk hoe er wordt meegeleefd. Ook deze dame
Benny Urkidesa
leeft
als
met
einzigster
Sprang
Karatekämpfer hat er die Leistung vollbracht, einen Boxer im Training K.O. zu schlagen, einen Weltmeister im Boxen.
Hoge been ingezet en Sprang gooit hem weg.
Da wurde der hohe Kick abgeblockt.
Ja, Sprang loopt maar door tot de touwen, dat heeft weinig zin natuurlijk. Anderhalve Minute.
So langsam kommt die bessere Kondition zum Vorschein.
Deze vierde ronde.
Benny immer noch im Angriff.
En hij komt ook wat bloed uit zijn neus, lijkt me.
Spreng schlägt immer öfter ins Leere, mit ein bisschen weniger Kraft. Benny jedoch unermüdlich.
Urkidesa gaat door.
Immer wieder angreifend, ausweichend.
Loopt dan ook keihard door en deelt uit.
Drängt den Holländer in die Ecke
Sprang zit misschien
und zwingt ihn zu der Entscheidung.
Jawel. Hier tegen het hoge veeg. Deze miste die.
Und Hektik in der Ecke des Holländers.
Benenwerk wordt nagenoeg verwaarloosd in deze partij. Dat is heel raar. Maar hoe hoger de belangen en hoe hoger het niveau, des te meer het op de handschoenen aankomt.
Da fällt der Mundschutz
Schermen
heraus.
eruit bij Sprang. Even gestopt. Nog een halve minuut in de vierde ronde. En Urkidesa gaat door.
Zum zweiten Mal.
Opnieuw de mondbeschermer van
So kann man
Sprang.
natürlich auch Zeit sparen,
Misschien een
sich
nieuwe
erholen.
Sprang maakt een beetje een uitgebluste indruk.
Und immer wieder greift Benny an.
Ongelofelijke voortreffer. Maar hij flikt
Links-rechts-Kombination.
dapper terug. En daar is de
Und schon wieder der
mondbeschermer
Mundschutz
weer uit.
heraus.
En het
Benny ein
einde
wenig erbost.
van de ronde. Nog niet.
Und zum zweiten Mal wurde ein hoher Kick abgeblockt. Das war die Ende der vierten Runde. Leichte Konditionsschwäche nun bei dem Holländer.
De laatste ronde om de wereldtitel. En gelijk gaat Urkidesa.
Und immer wieder die linke von
van
Benny.
start.
Die linke gerade zum Kopf.
En ik ben bang dat Sprang het nu moeilijk zal
Jetzt sogar
krijgen
der Schweiß hoch.
tegen deze geroutineerde Amerikaan. Kijk, hij vecht
Immer
wel
wieder die
terug,
linke zum Kopf.
maar nu krijgt hij het zwaar. Nee,
Spreng
nee,
leicht
nee.
angeschlagen.
Nu beginnen de moeilijkheden en toch, de ene hal
Wiederum.
staat vol achter hem. Hij slaat in het wilde weg.
Links.
Begint te ontbuiten. Begint in moeilijkheden te komen. Hier
Immer
gaat
wieder die Schlagzähne von
Urkidesa
Benny.
achter hem aan. Zijn oog is
Der
helemaal
Holländer findet einfach
opgezwollen.
keine Mittel, diese Schläge abzublocken.
Urkidesa wil nu absoluut laten zien wie hier
Benny jetzt nur noch auf dem Weg nach
de
vorne.
wereldkampioen is. Sprang ziet er getekend uit. En Urkidesa heeft natuurlijk ook zijn tikjes wel gehad.
Immer wieder die linke
alleen
und die
maar
rechte.
Boksen nu, let maar op.
Gerade. Und
Daar gaat
schon
de
wieder fliegt der
mondbeschermer
Mundschutz
weer.
heraus.
En hij krijgt
Ist das
ook
een
een paar
Absicht?
tellen van scheidsrechter Bloemberg.
Und er
op
wird
die
bis
tik
8
die hij kreeg.
angezählt.
Daar is het Sprang
Gibt es
het
ein
niet mee
vorzeitiges
eens.
Ende?
Toch heeft hij 8 tellen gehad.
Das ist hier die Frage.
Dat zet hem nog
Das wäre der
verder achterop.
49. K.O.-Sieg
Terwijl
von
ik denk dat
Benny.
hij al een puntachterstand had. En Urkidesa
Immer wieder die Links-Rechts-Kombinationen.
maakt een onaangeslagen indruk. En alsmaar die mondbeschermer.
Und da pfeift das Publikum, schon wieder der Mundschutz heraus. Benny sichtlich erbost.
Waarom kon hij niet een goede
Und
mondbeschermer
wieder auf dem
krijgen?
Boden.
En Sprang krijgt weer 8 tellen.
Das kostet Luft.
En mag blijven staan.
Spreng kann sich kaum noch halten.
Sprang heeft nog 40 seconden.
Keine Deckung
De
mehr.
laatste wanhoopspoging. En
Und Benny im
Urkidesa
Infight.
gaat nu even van
Blitzschnell.
heel dik houtzaag met planken.
Und immer noch mit
Keer.
voller Kraft.
In de slotseconde.
Eine richtige Kampfmaschine. Ohne jegliche Konditionsmängel.
Sprang moet alleen maar zorgen nu dat hij het einde haalt van deze partij.
Und Spreng kann sich kaum noch halten. Wird er diese Runde noch überstehen?
Urkidesa blijft hem achtervolgen.
Und wiederum zu Boden.
En sprong.
Und wird zum zweiten Mal
Ligt op zijn
angezählt.
knieën. En hij krijgt 3, in ieder geval 8 tellen. We zijn door de minuut heen.
Nur noch einige Sekunden und Benny greift sofort an.
Maar ik denk dat we 3 minuten hebben gehad. Het einde van de
Und der
partij
Kampf
moet
wird
er zijn.
abgebrochen. Benny Urkidesa,
En Urkidesa.
Weltmeister. Sein 49. K.O.-Sieg.
Blijft de
Er ist seinem Namen
wereldkampioen. Hier
würdig.
heeft u
Benny
hem.
the Jet.
Benny Urkidesa.
Der Titel bleibt in Amerika.
Rudy Koopmans is bij hem.
Und hier die Siegerehrung
En overhandigt hem de beker.
durch Rudi Koopmans.
Dames en heren, ik hoef het niet meer te zeggen. Wereldtitel, Benny Urkidesa.
Koopmans mag de dikke
Das
titel
war's nun
opzetten.
live aus Amsterdam. Wir hoffen, dass wir Sie mit diesem Schauspiel gut unterhalten haben und vielleicht ein Interesse für den Kampfsport bei Ihnen erweckt
Hij is
haben.
tevreden.
Vielleicht sehen wir uns demnächst im Ring.
Hij heeft zijn wereldtitel behouden hier in de Edehal. En met deze partij is ook een eind gekomen.
Ebenfalls noch ein Lob für die
aan
Organisation, die
deze avond hier.
Montreal-Bund Niederlande
Ik hoop dat u
und
ervan
Tom
genoten
Haring,
heeft. En
die
dit
dieses
is de
Spektakel
video
auf die Beine
kijken.
gestellt
Graag
haben,
tot
das
een
nach
volgende
meiner
keer.
Meinung einmalig in Europa ist.